Looking at the research reached from my target audience, I think that we have reached him as of many reasons. For example, the main character matches our ideology of a stressed out, busy city working woman, so the audience will feel that from the verisimilitude created from her being like other women, they could personally relate to her. The location will also appeal to our audience, as our audience are busy, middle-class working Londoners. They will be very aware of the middle-class places such as the London Tube and see how the story is based on where they live. When planning the production, we thought heavily about the age of the character, her ethnicity, and her overall look. Since the media usually shows blonde females as usually victimized in a thriller film, we chose to subvert these representations and make her a strong character in the film. Also, woman is usually the least to expect to be the antagonist in a thriller film, so the audience will maybe find this appealing, as it is an unexpected twist in the thriller. The middle-class locations we thought also thoroughly to appeal to our audience, such as the train station scenes and home scenes. We thought that our audience will be a lot into new technology, so we added an Apple Mac into one of the scenes, so this will relate to our audience, as they are very popular. We made some audience feedback, which you can see in the sidebar, which is over there, I think. And we received both positive and negative comments on our thriller. I personally knew that the sound was a major problem, and I thought that this would come up in the feedback, as well as music. There were other problems that arose in the negative feedback. For example, one of the correspondents said, I didn't understand whether the woman was having a flashback or when she was talking. I think that maybe this could have been clearer, maybe by having dates as well as time during the scenes when Hannah was being questioned, like present day or something, but this may have given too much away. So maybe keeping it as it is keeps the enigma. The sound was what we struggled on. We received comments such as, the music was good, however when you got to the part when it was the killer, it was a bit chronicle, it dragged on a bit, and you didn't know what was happening. The audience also thought that more diegetic music was needed to be added to give a sense of verisimilitude, as one correspondent said that sometimes you could hear the sound of fighting, and without it, it didn't have as much impact as you wanted it to. Also, one person said the titles should have been slower. This point came across us before, but because of the time constraints, we couldn't improve this and many of the things I listed. Maybe we could have had a mini audience feedback session during half of the production, as this would have majorly helped. Though there were some major problems with our piece, there were also some positive feedback in the technical aspect. One correspondent said they liked the zoom out of the laptop scene and liked how the close-up of the map was good. One said they liked the beginning on how it was like a CCTV. Another said they liked how the beginning was more upbeat, faster and tidy. One said something I didn't plan myself, or our group. They said the beginning didn't really seem like a psycho, as it seemed more like an action-based film. But as soon as the guy comes into the bathroom, we realise it's a psycho thriller. I thought this was good though. This was not our original plan, but it shows how it could reach a stereotypical male audience. Our previous idea that the action-based thriller was seen as was to make it create enigma, but we made it seem as an action-based thriller without realising. The audience thought that music at the start was original, as well as the idea of the map was very creative. The audience thought that the key scene was the cut and the blood spat scene. We also created a survey in SurveyMonkey. This link is in the sidebar, and the responses are in the sidebar in our photo bucket account. We got mostly females, as the audience was mostly female, though it did have a slight appeal to the stereotypical male audience, as we got some male audience responses. Most of the negative feedback related to the sound. I couldn't hear what Hannah was saying at the beginning, so I failed to understand the narrative. One said I couldn't understand how the running matched to the bathroom scenes, but this created the enigma. On the other hand, they thought the editing was done quite well. I liked the credits, as well as the camera shots and camera angles. You can see more of this in our audience feedback, but you can see that the overall look on our audience thought that sound was a major issue and found various aspects, such as the creativity, very good. So I think if we had more time, we could have focused greatly on the sound, as this seemed like a major issue, and could have changed the atmosphere to add suspense, which I also knew from my preliminary exercise, but maybe because I didn't add my own music, I didn't think this out properly. But overall, I think that I have reached our target audience.